Hi friends, TFSA limit for last year 2024 is $7,000. So total if you have not contributed from 2009 is $96,500. Again, if you're coming to RRSP is 18% of your last income or 32,490, whichever is you can look into like either or max up to 32,490. So now what to do with when you are ready for investment. So we have a quick investment profile over here for investors. So if you are an investor looking to see what best suits you, we have an investor profile where you can see what is your profile. Are you risk averse? Are you able to take a risk? So depending upon what type of investments you're doing, RRSP, TFSA, RESP, RLF, RSP, non-registered, lockdown funds. So these are the questionnaires you need to answer, and that would generate some points over here. Like if your age over 71, it's 1 point, 18 to 40 is 20 point, 41 to 54 is 10 point. Now when you add on all these points, you come to a big number. Now what's the big number? When you put those big number over here in the graphs, it tells you what kind of investor you are. If you score higher points, you are most of like aggressive investor between point 120 to 160. If you are between point 27 to 55, you are a moderate profile. What happens in either cases? In aggressive, you invest mostly in equity funds, 75 to 100%, and in a moderate profile, you do 30 to 50% in equity and 50 to 70% in income generating. Now, income generating funds are funds which don't lie a market risk. They are having a high interest fund where we can go through and walk you through what kind of funds we are talking about. Now, depending upon your risk profile, now once you have risk evaluated, I am going through few of the profiles of investment which have generated a decent income over the times. These are the management expense ratio charges for the funds, and you can have more information on that with us. So let's talk about funds performance. So funds performance, US DAC funds. So if you had invested in US DAC fund of IA and their split of investment is over this, 52% is in US stocks and sector allocation is there, geographical location is there, but 97% of the stock was in USA. What was the return? The 1 year return was 33%. So they had a 1 year return of 33%. And 2023 was 46%. So if you look at a cumulative since inception or 10 years return is 17%. So this is what 17% is a decent rate. It's a high double digit depending upon again the risk profile we earlier catered. If you are into non-income into investment funds, so as I said over here, you have equity profile over here. These are the equity funds which generate that kind of return. So now we checked 33%, and that was the US DAC fund. Coming to the Fidelity Global Innovators, and these are the MER. If anyone is looking for what's the MER on it, and these are the fund investment, 86% in the USA, and these are the top investments what they did. And what are the return? 37% year to date. 1 year was 57%. 5 years was 23%. So that's a fund return on this. If you're looking at Canadian equity performed well enough. So 30% is in all these stocks, and this is the sector allocation. 92% of the stocks were in Canada. And what was the performance? 1 year is 18%, which is less than the US companies. So the Canadian equity performed little bit lower for this fund as compared to the US equity fund showed earlier. It's a 8% return. 10 years is a 7% return. Now US dividend, if you are looking for US dividend growth, where 92% was in United States, and these were the sector allocation, major allocation over here. And here is the return. 1 year was 30.6% return. 10 years is 9.7%, and since its inception is 10.56%. So this is the return what you're looking at. US equity had a return of 1 year 31%, so around 30%, similar to the other funds. Thematic innovation, and this fund had a return of 36.73%. 5 years return was 15%. And Fidelity Insights, again, the allocation over here is into different sectors, if you see, but majorly these are showing US stocks. So information technology was 25%, And here you go. The return 1 year was 40%. 40% return, and the 5 years return was 15.7.9% return. So we have different fund series in IA depending upon what kind of risk profile you have. So, and these are the guarantees at maturity and death of the funds. So series 7500 is there, 7575 is there. So we can talk about this. If you are ready for the investment season, looking to invest in RRSP or TFSA, max out both of the limit, do contact Vanish at Team Kaliga. Today we showed you Industrial Alliance funds. There is a link for fund performance. You can always check ia.ca funds performance, and you will get different kind of loads, different kind of assets, and these are the guarantee options you have over here. If you have any questions, do call me Vinish at Team Kaliga 647-667-4399. If you have I'm a licensed advisor for you to invest. If you are looking for RRSP HFSA account to buy homes, I can do that as well. Vinish here from Team Kaliga. Thank you so much for watching today. Today we talked about RRSP limit 2025. Making investment, do call us to have more details.